Good morning, campers. Let's do a reading. We're gonna start from tapping into how are you, what's going on in your life right now, so you know this is your collective. As I'd open a channel, I was sensing. I don't know how to describe this. I don't want to. There's a little bit of confusion within this collective. There's a little bit of nostalgia, but nostalgia with sadness. I'm not sensing this. I don't know how to describe this. It's not like this active sadness, so I don't see like you're crying and screaming and being very like externally emotional, but there is this numbness, almost a bit of an emptiness. It's like I was seeing someone just like in this very numb way, sitting and looking through the window, and just like this blah sort of a feeling. But let's see. Let's see what's going on, and let's see what is it that you need. Maybe some encouragement message for this collective. Let's see what's going on in your energy. What's causing this emotion? One more. Okay. It's actually not that bad. We have self-indulgence, self-worth, value, time to heal, shadow work, self-appreciation. So maybe whatever happened in your life recently, in the recent seasons, made you realize that you do need to do some healing, that you do need to spend some time maybe looking inwards, reevaluating certain things in life. I am hearing also that you don't know how to do that. You don't know how to do that. So maybe recent cycles, as I said, things happen, it overwhelmed you. Everything I always say happens for a reason. So maybe these things were designed and destined to show you that there are certain things in your life that you need to reevaluate. But right now, it's like you know that it has to happen, but you don't necessarily know how to sorry, confirmation, how to do that. We have partying. So maybe you're trying to cheer yourself up with some time with friends, enjoying. There's this energy, you know what? I'm sensing this energy for this collective, that you're trying to accept things for what they are, right? So maybe you're a little bit upset with yourself that there were certain situations that overwhelmed you to a point of this numbness and emptiness. Maybe normally you're very joyful and cheerful, energetic kind of a person, and things happened that you just felt like crying and being in the house, and it's like you want to appreciate life. I feel like you're not liking this version of yourself. I feel like you're not liking waking up or constantly, even throughout the day, thinking about things that are not going well, that are not going the way you want to. So because you're lacking a little bit direction right now, maybe you are trying to just distract yourself a little bit. I'm not sensing anything negative with this energy, so it wouldn't be like a negative distraction. I always say this to you guys, like when I see these parting cards, sometimes distractions, we go towards negative side of it, right? So just this clubbing, substances. I'm not sensing this. So it may be that you just, dinner parties with friends, or just, hanging out in the houses of your friends and trying to like do something fun together with people who care about you. We have the dragonfly, which is actually nice. I feel you're not feeling it just yet, this collective. I feel like you are going through a period of time that will initiate or give you a window of opportunity to initiate a really beautiful change, and things are shifting within you energetically. Perhaps you're hearing that because you wouldn't be you would be new at this, right? This first card, this energy that we were sensing, that you don't necessarily know how to heal, what to do. What do I do with this? I know I have to heal. People keep talking about this healing, but what it actually means, maybe that's what we're supposed to do, to just give you a little bit of guidance. What needs to happen now, right? But it's like there are energies within you that are shifting, but you're not necessarily feeling it because you're still confused. You still don't understand emotion. And when we are before our journey of healing, when we still don't understand emotions, we confuse our own internal emotions from sometimes emotions that we pick up from other people, situations, places, and sometimes generic energetic shifts, and we take it all very as our own personal, right? We have Queen Rising, which is very beautiful, and that felt with that dragonfly. I feel you're not realizing, but this can really, I'm hearing, initiate your era of empowerment to really make you realize certain things. Really, it wouldn't strike you as that right now. It would feel like you're very down, like you're very, maybe even lower on your self-esteem because of things that happen, maybe even not feeling great and empowered. But just trust the process. And we have Carless, which it can be a detail for some of you. Maybe your car is broken, or you have to leave your car for repairs, or you got towed and you found yourself, there's something about it that maybe a detail. So maybe you feel like you're a little bit limited when it comes to a movement. Let's see, let's confirm. Self-indulgence. Okay, we have sunglasses, watching, looking, perception, stalking. I don't feel like you were watching anyone in particular. I just noticed that we have pictures at the bottom of the deck. So you maybe, some of you maybe a little bit, we were mentioning nostalgia. So I don't think like this is something that overwhelms you. I don't think this collective, you would be on social media constantly trying to like stalk or look information about the person that you're interested in. I'm feeling more that it's about this perception. It's about this looking. Maybe here and there, there's definitely someone attached to this collective. So emotionally, that's what I'm feeling. So maybe there's sometimes the need to take a look at their photos or see how they're doing, but I'm not sensing obsessive energy. To me, this card is more about you trying to look at things from different angles. So maybe you've realized that you've been stuck in a specific mindset about a specific situation or a specific person. You maybe labeled them or categorized them. We often talk about this on this channel, that labels are such powerful and helpful thing, but very tricky and very dangerous, right? As humans, we use labels to describe certain things because it's easier for us to communicate that way, right? And I use these labels as well: soulmates, karmics, twin flames, divine feminine, divine masculine, ascension. But in reality, these are just labels. These are just labels. What we should focus on always is a matter at hand, is a situation of now, what is bringing into our life. And sometimes it really doesn't matter who someone is to us, and we don't need to label something or put it in a category of something. So I feel like you, maybe in the past cycles, you would do that. And now, because things are not going the way you want to, I feel like there's been a lot of like shocking surprise for this collective. So you didn't see certain things coming perhaps, or you didn't see them for what they were. And now you're just trying to, it's just this analysis. It's trying to look from a perspective of other person, from a perspective maybe of outside, which is good. And we have grounding. And that's on top of that party, which only confirms what I said. I don't feel this collective, this is distraction type of party, let's go, let's get it, right? I feel like it's more just time with friends. I don't know why I'm hearing that. Maybe it's a detail for some of you, that you actually have friends who have more stable life, maybe family, so you just go and spend weekend with them. I was hearing also families with children, so maybe you just sort of join along, and maybe you even have friends that they see that you're not in the best place of your life, so they sort of invite you to join them, like for dinners, or to do some activities on weekends, which is beautiful. It only shows you have good friends. Heartbroken, there it is. That's what I was sensing, that it is about someone, that it is about a person. You guys, it usually is. What can we say? I mean, there are situations in life that throw us off course and get us worried, obviously. But this level of emotional overwhelmed and confusion, it's usually about interpersonal relationships, not necessarily romantical, but I feel like for this collective it is. Deeply hurt, sad, feeling lost. But it's serving, there's a reason it's on top of that dragonfly. It's serving your transformation. It's really serving for you to see certain things. And sometimes, we don't realize that, because what do I always say? We're like a rat in a maze, right? And we see what's in front of us. But the universe, the Most High, our spirit guides, our higher self, they see the whole maze. They know what's out there for us. They know our potential. They know what's on the highest, most aligned timeline. And sometimes they have such an amazing things to offer to us if we're willing to accept. But in order to reach these things, in order to be able to raise our vibration to the vibration of those magnificent things, we have to go through certain heartbreaks, for certain situations, for certain realizations. Sometimes it's to make us more humble, sometimes it's to make us stronger, sometimes it's to make us see certain things, release certain shallowness. It's for a variety of reasons. But these difficult situations, whether people want to accept it or not, they're difficult in the moment, but they shape us. They make us who we are in the future. And if you are willing to learn, if we are willing to learn, there's an opportunity in every day to grow. Queen rising. Phoenix, you're changing. I was looking at this sunrise. Maybe it's a detail for some of you. Maybe some of you like getting up in the morning and watching sunrise. I was seeing someone like literally up the hill looking at sunrise. Maybe it's something that you've done recently. You couldn't sleep, you decided to go for a walk, and you've watched sunrise. Renew, growth. You would feel this on some level. We always do subconsciously. We don't want to believe it. We don't want to get ourselves excited. We doubt these feelings, right? It's like, I don't want to bring my hopes up, right? Maybe this is just a nasty breakup or a bad situation in my life. You guys, it never is. It never is if we choose it not to be. Even if we are faced with the most challenging relationship, really painful, really difficult, it never is just pain. If we choose to grow, if we choose to learn, and this is what differentiates literally 90% of people from 10% of people on this world, because 10% will be ready to face whatever happened and say, I want to rise from the ashes. I don't want to be pointing fingers towards destiny, towards this person, towards what happened to me. I don't want to sit in this victim mentality. We mentioned this, you're not liking this. This is why you're analyzing the situations from many angles and many perspective. I don't want to do that. I want to grow from it. So if you fall into that category of that 10% that will really look at the past from a perspective, what I could have done better, what was it that I wasn't seeing, how can I grow to make sure that this will never happen to me again, you're already on the right track. You're already on a track of change. Cutting down separation, but the cut down is on top of that carless. It's like you're cut down from something. There may be, I am hearing two things. There's something that needs to be removed from your life, definitely. So something that you will need to learn from this situation to stop the pattern. There has been a pattern. Maybe we should ask, what was the pattern in your relationships to help you out? I'm hearing. But I was also hearing that maybe with that, remember we had that car less, so maybe you were using a car of the person. It can just be a detail, something about this car. Maybe you had company car and you lost it, or you were using a car of the person that you were seeing or in a relationship with, and they were driving you around. Again, these things are always, just details, but there's a reason I'm hearing this, so it may resonate with some of you. But it is an era of chop chop, right? Of removing certain things. And it's this, I feel like for many collectives, you know what? It's this, there are two types of decisions that we can always take in life, from small decisions, everyday decisions, to big decisions. We either take the right decision or we either take the easy decision. So maybe being with this person brought you some sort of a comfort, whether that's emotional comfort, so feeling like you're in love and feel so you prolong this, or feeling like you're going to have this beautiful relationship, maybe financial comfort sometimes. And I find that we get used to the good things as humans, and I'm not sensing this. I'm not saying that this collective, and I'm not sensing that it's like your materialistic approach, right? So you would be genuinely fell for this person, right? You had genuine feelings for this person. But sometimes, we experience good things in life, or, materialistically good things in life with someone. And it's a bit of a subconsciously, maybe even a motivation not to move things around in our life. Again, just a detail, but there's a reason. There's a reason I'm hearing this. Okay. Let's maybe ask, I want to do, because I feel like this collective, you don't know what healing is and what you're supposed to do. 707. Maybe you met this person in July. So what we're going to do, healing is about shadow work, right? About shadow work, which means we all have a side of light and side of shadow. We all have good things, and we all have things that are our armor, our defensive mechanism, our patterns, our behavioral patterns, things that come and things that originated not from a place of soul, but from a place of challenging experience of the body, of the ego, painful experience, wounding in childhood, right? So doing shadow work is really getting to know your shadows, getting acquainted with your shadows. So healing work, obviously, I will say this always, and you know this, I always recommend working with a specialist, because it's a difficult journey to navigate. So whether you go towards a therapist, or you go towards a spiritual healer, so a psychic like myself, a shadow worker like myself, and a shamanic healer, I do a variety of things, or you resonate more with, coaches and different kind of healers. But it's good to get help, always, right? It's just gonna, look what's at the bottom of the deck that I grabbed to use. We're gonna use this deck today for you. But in reality, even if you do get help, and even if you have that someone that will hold space for you, and you will have sessions every 3, 4 or 5 weeks, right? And you'll be able to chat with this person in between. No one will come there to rescue you. You have to be the one that will do the conscious work every day, that will listen to that guidance coming from this person, coming from your intuition as well. You have to be the one to do that shadow work on a daily basis. So what does it mean? It just means contemplating, you guys. It's easier than you think. It just means removing delusion, removing the denial, removing the shifting blame, taking accountability for our life, for our actions, understanding that it is us. Because even if people do things to us, it's us who react. It's us who choose to continue to interact with these people. So healing truly is about asking the question, why? Why did I do that? And going more deeper and back and back and back things coming from our childhood. So if that part resonated, let's do you a little bit of shadow work, so you can see how it looks like, and so you can see what's the process. So I do want to ask, what is the pattern that you have to break when it comes to romantical relationships? So looking back at all your partners, but specifically the last person you connected to, what is the pattern that you maybe are not necessarily seeing? The world. I take it as a confirmation that there is a pattern, that there is a cycle, that there is something that it's time to break, it's time to close, and that you're not seeing, that you're repeating it. And I always say this, when we want to recognize a pattern, we really have to go deeper, and we cannot analyze the other person, but we have to analyze ourselves in a relationship, right? I have a self-help sort of a package in my offering. If you go to my website, attunements sections, there's I think it's masterclass. I think it's in both actually. Oh my God, I'm confused. I'll put it on the screen, but I'm pretty sure it's masterclasses. If you go to masterclasses, there is an offering that is magnetizing your soulmate, but it's also, there's also a karmic release. So it sort of, it depends. You can read about the two, whichever resonates more. But both of them give you journal prompts and self shadow work exercises and open questions to consider when it comes to analyzing your past relationships. So as we analyze our past relationships, we have to look at ourselves in these relationships. So not who these people were, what they did to us, them, but us. Why did I choose to be with this person truly? What did I see in them? How our relationship is started. Sometimes the pattern is in the dynamics of the relationship. Some people always go from 0 to 100, right? Some people always... it may be like two completely different partners, but they all love bomb you. They all give you validation. They all feel like, that they text you always first, always, every day, that they give you this. Do you know what I mean? So there is something. Let's see what it is. Let's get more information. Burden. I'm hearing with this one, I'm hearing rescuer. So maybe you tend to go for partners and for people that seem to be very resourceful. I'm hearing a lot of things right now. I don't want to overwhelm you with information, but sometimes, us feminines, again, I don't want to go into that conversation because it's going to be super long, but let's try to bottom line this for you, right? We have distorted understanding of masculinity and femininity because of the patriarchal system that we live in, because of the misogyny, because of literally everyone, both women and men, are programmed not to like women from childhood and not to like femininity. And I don't care what people say, it's true, right? So we're being treated as objects, right? So as objects physically to worship, but as a value of a woman, of our emotion, of our insights, of our intuition, of who we are as the feminine quality, the stillness, right? It's not being valued. It's not in this world, right? So don't be a girl, don't be weak like a girl, don't be emotional like a girl, don't cry like a girl. Constant nonsense, constant, and also whenever us women, we struggle for most part, right? We're better because we're designed to be more intuitive, to be more in our hearts, to be the nurturer. So sometimes when we don't manage the logical and the physical world well, men just make us feel like we're stupid, like we don't know how to handle things when it comes to our taxes, on our bills, or our cars, right? maybe this person, it just came to my mind, maybe digital for some of you, maybe this is how you guys met. Like you had an issue, like you got a flat tire, or this person was your mechanic, or you like had an issue, they stopped to help you. And we're being told that this is a bad thing, and it's not a bad thing, because we're supposed to help each other in this world. So we need guidance, protection, of men who are designed to navigate this physical world better, the world of logic, the world of the mind, and they need our guidance to navigate the world of emotions, the world of healing, the world of raising above the shallow world of physicality, because there is so much beyond the veil, and we are the ones that have access to it, right? But it's been suppressed within us, it's been really killed off within us, right? So women, we subconsciously, it is in our blueprint that I don't care what anyone says, anyone, there's so much toxic feminism in these days, and again, women think that feminism is about aggression and fighting against men, which is not true. But in our blueprint, again, I don't care what anyone says, there's this need to be taken care of, there's this need to be, not because we don't want to manage this world, not because we're lazy, not because we don't want to do certain things, but because we are programmed to drop in our feminine, not to think of the struggles of this physical world, so we can truly go inward, so we can truly connect to the guidance, to receive the divine knowledge, to guide our men back into the home of the heart, right? Because without us, they can fall into the I feel like my stand is shaking, into the shallowness of just the physical world, nothing beyond that, right? So sometimes if we're very disconnected from our femininity and from the truth of what I just told you, we don't understand that, right? And we're being told that, I feel like there is something within you that you like to be taken care of, but in a good way, that it's like maybe you struggle with these things like cars, bills, and again, when we heal, we all have feminine and masculine within. So truthfully, when you are in inner union, you become wholeness. So you don't need a man. You allow your inner masculine that you would have healed to take care of you and to take over certain things. But ultimately, in union and in relationship, and we're designed to flourish in divine union. And divine union means being with your destined partner, either soulmate or twin soul, higher soulmate or twin soul, where both of you would have healed and truly be able to create that yin and yang union, with understanding that masculine and feminine are absolutely equal. They're just different and they need each other in this world, right? So I feel like you like men that are very resourceful, that know how to take care of life, that know how to take care of the physical world, and it's like you would love to just relax and drop into your feminine. But we got to be careful with this, because again, in order for a man to be that but also treat you as equal, he would have to be truly a divine masculine. And some men are, very beautiful, and they would gladly understand that dynamics that I just explained to you, and they love to take care of women in the physical world and accept their protection on a spiritual and emotional level. But many men use this to control us, to undermine us, to show their superiority, right? So we gotta be careful. Let's do 2 more for your first row. Too many. We have a heartbreak, but it's too many. I don't want that many. It's a chunk. What's going on? I keep getting like huge chunks of cards. Let's do one, please, Source. Spirit, can we do one, please? Thank you. 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles. I want to do one more. Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands. I'm hearing a couple of things with this. Four of Wands at the bottom of the deck. This collective, you would want to you would want to have a good and healthy relationship, right? So you guys know how I always say